And welcome again to Exceeda Connection 2012. We're here in Cambridge, Massachusetts with Mike Denenfeld from I'm not going to screw it up, Etherios.
Etherios. That's right.
So, and one of the interesting things about the press announcement that you guys made is that we're talking about whole social machines, and I want you to know that I've been trying to bond with the vending machines over here, so I think I get it, but kind of explain the whole concept to me.
Sure, absolutely. So, I mean, I think what we're starting to see as the world of connected devices continues to expand, we're seeing a big trend right now where enterprises are trying to take their machines and connected devices and actually integrate that back into some of their other enterprise systems, their CRM or their ERP systems, and actually make that data, that M2M data, the telematics type data, and actually take it and make it useful and actionable back in their other systems, their CRM systems or ERP systems, doing a lot of predictive analytics, doing a lot of things that really drive, a higher degree of value out of those connected devices.
So you said the magic words to me because I love the concept of predictive analytics. So we're going to put that over to the side for a second, though,
all right.
And we're just going to talk a little bit about what we expect in terms of thresholding and business intelligence as to when you're talking about the social networking and bringing all these devices into the CRM. Is it more that we're taking what used to be kind of thresholds on individual machines and now looking for a collective experience as to what is going on overall?
I think that's a part of it. I think, in the social enterprise is something that's most corporations are really trying to take advantage of. How do you really engage your employee social networks and your customer social networks to really create a truly social enterprise? And what we're seeing is now we're taking it one step further with the idea of your machine has its own social network as well. So what you want to do is incorporate those machine social network and really get your machine to become part of the conversation as far as letting you know how it's doing, letting you know who needs to know about how it's doing out in the field. Should it be serviced? Should it be are the parts holding up? So, there's a lot of different variations on what the machine is telling you, and so what we want to do is really say, are you listening to that machine? If you're collecting the data from your machine, but you're not really listening to what it's telling you, then it's not really doing you any good. If you bring that information and you really treat it as a social machine, then you're actually taking that data and making it actionable, and then you can perform better customer service, increase revenue through sales leads, etc.
So we have some friends who remain anonymous who do predictive systems on fighter jets. And in their world, the issue that they keep running into is basically getting collective information from multiple parts of the machine, multiple parts of the network, and in effect figuring out what the collective means. Is that part of what the social machine does?
I mean, I think that's part of it. Each individual customer is going to be tapping into their machine's social networks a little bit differently, but absolutely what you want to do from a predictive standpoint is spot those trends, spot those things where you notice maybe a combination of factors will ultimately start to predict and tell you that a machine's about to break down or a machine should be serviced. It's not necessarily something that you would catch just looking at any one individual factor, but when you factor in the collective experience of all those same similar assets that are out there, then you can start to really do some really creative and interesting things around additional proactive customer service or additional lead generation.
So now I've done you a disservice because of the fact that we've gotten into the heart of the press release, but we didn't really talk about the press release. So this is you, Exceeda, and Salesforce?
Absolutely. So Etherios is a Salesforce.com Gold implementation partner. So we've been working on Salesforce.com implementations going back to 2008. And I'm actually a former Salesforce.com employee going back to 2004. So we are one of a very select few Salesforce.com partners. We became an Exceeda partner because we saw this trend of potentially bringing in your machine social networks into the conversation that you're having. And we saw this trend maybe a year and a half ago. We've brought them in, we've become a partner, and we've really started to flush out, working hand in hand with Exceeda, how do we really take advantage of all this information that machines are telling you, and how do we get that into your CRM system?
So the aggregation comes from the Exceeda platform, and you guys provide the middleware intelligence to help make it so the Salesforce has actionable items.
Absolutely. So we're partnering with both sides of the equation to really define what is your social business process around that machine. How are you going to do asset management? How are you going to do case management? How are you going to do account and contact management, specifically around this data that would traditionally just live in Exida, but now you've got your CRM over here. It might be Salesforce.com, it might be some other type of solution as well. How do we take that and map it back so it's not just in your M to M silo, but it's now M to CRM, all the way back to your CRM system?
And just one last question, which is, how does channel work on this? Are you prime, or is Exida prime, or is it happened dynamically with all of you?
Yeah, it happened very dynamically. I think we're very heavy into the Service Cloud on the Salesforce.com side, so naturally we got an introduction actually from some of the Service Cloud experts from Salesforce.com, said, hey, Exida's doing some really interesting stuff right now. You guys should really talk, because I think there's a natural synergy here between getting this M2M information and getting it into your CRM.
Excellent. I really want to thank you for your time,
Yeah,
Mike.
thank you very much. Take care.